Daddy Robot is the fourth episode of the first season of Bluey, and while this one has a really great message, I didn't love it. I didn't really enjoy the actual narrative. The beginning was okay, but then it started to go in a direction that I just found kind of strange and not very appealing, and I didn't find this very funny either, whereas a lot of the previous ones have been very funny and really engaging with some really heartfelt moments, and this one just seems to be lacking on all counts. It starts off with Bluey and activating Daddy Robot, who is a robot version of their father, and they command him to tidy up the playroom. The playroom is a mess. It's very well animated. I will say credit where it's due. The animation quality is brilliant, and that's no different to previous episodes. It is a mess, and it looks wonderful. And because Daddy Robot will do whatever his masters say, or his owners, Bluey and Bingo command him to tidy up the playroom, but they kind of don't understand that he's going to take shortcuts, and things start to get a little bit strange as he tries to cut corners and do things the easy way. And I don't want to say too much about the specifics that happen in case you decide to watch it. But that's all well and good, but then it went into a weird direction. There's a weird exchange between Daddy Robot and their mother, and then something happens to Daddy Robot, and I didn't like it, and I didn't think it was necessary, and I thought maybe cruel is too strong a word. I'll explain what I mean by that with a spoiler warning in a moment, but it's just something I personally really do not like in real life or anywhere, and I'll explain that in more detail in a moment. But in general, I didn't enjoy this one. It's the first, granted we're only 4 in, but it is the first where I've not really liked it. I haven't found it to be charming or adorable or anything like that. It is okay. The animation is lovely. So it's not all bad. And the message that they learn at the end, and I guess this is a spoiler for the message, this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I will tell you in more detail what I mean when I said I think something might be bordering on cruel. But the message at the end is the fact that they should tidy up the room themselves, because if they activate Daddy Robot, it's going to just go haywire and not work. So it's better to just do things yourself rather than trying to force robot people to do that instead. So a nice enough message that might help encourage children to tidy up their rooms. So spoilers from now, I will discuss what happens to Daddy Robot and why I personally do not like it. So what happens is he completely malfunctions and he falls to the ground, and it's fair to think that the children might think he is dead or very seriously injured. And while they are playing pretend, it is understandable that young children might blur the boundaries between pretend play and reality. And in that moment, the emotions they might be feeling could be very real, with fear and concern for their father, who they might now think is lying dead on the floor. Because again, when they're so emotionally involved and immersed in this pretend play, reality and make-believe can become blurred. And I don't like that. I am 100% against anybody playing dead ever. I don't know why. I don't know why I have a problem with it. Obviously, if you're playing dead and somebody knows you're definitely not dead, slightly different. But in this case, the children could have really thought their father was really hurt. And I don't think any parent should make their child feel like their parent is hurting, if that makes sense. And I didn't like it, and I don't agree with it. Because you are actively making your children feel hurt and panic and worry. And I don't think that that's acceptable ever. So I didn't like the direction it took, and I kind of hated it, actually. I thought it was very badly done, and I didn't enjoy it at all. The rest of it was okay, not bad, but that part I kind of actively really disliked. So not a great one for me. I don't think Daddy Robot is a brilliant episode of Bluey, but it's not putting me off watching more. I've had 3 great ones, 1 not so great one. It's not a bad ratio. I will still look forward to the next episode.